Hello and welcome to the CFC Awards Training for campaign coordinators and other campaign workers. My name is Bruce Jacobs. I'm the area director for MP May, and I'm the director over the Western region, which includes Alaska, Cascadia, Pacific Northwest, Mountain States, and Desert Southwest. But I'm recording this on behalf of all MP May zones. So if you're receiving this recording, it's because you are a CFC coordinator or a campaign worker in one of the MP May zones. And we want to talk to you about our awards program and how to nominate yourself or a key worker or a member of your leadership team for a CFC award, and to tell you a little bit more about what the program is and how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and take you through these slides and hopefully answer any questions along the way. We did do this recording live yesterday, but unfortunately, the recording did not work. So I'm re-recording this, and hopefully we'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. If I don't, though, please feel free to reach out to me or your area director for your zone or your zone manager, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. I can be reached at bruce@mpmay.com. All right, so let's talk a little bit about our awards program, which is to recognize donors, campaign workers, and agencies for their efforts during the campaign season. And it really is a critical component to the campaign to recognize and appreciate people for who they are and for what they do, especially to help raise money and awareness of these important nonprofits. So we're going to go ahead and open the submission process for these awards later this month and train you on how to do that today. And those submissions will be evaluated and winners will be announced according to small, medium, and large agency size categories. And then we'll recognize you at an awards ceremony, a regional awards ceremony that will be held in March 2024. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Just a quick note that really the number one way to qualify for an award is to do a great job. So please do keep promoting that campaign. Continue to hold your events, your charity fairs, your thank you events, whatever it might be. Make sure you have leadership support behind you. Make sure that you're getting out there and asking your colleagues to give, informing them about the campaign and answer any questions that they have, to continue to send our cause messages that we're sending out weekly and so forth. So we are in the middle of the campaign still. December is one of our biggest months of the year. And so we hope you'll continue to push to bring those donations in. All right, so all of our awards are broken down into size categories. All awards will have one winner per size category in each of the zones that we cover, with the exception of our over-the-top and all-for-one awards, which recognizes every agency that raised more than the previous year or that increased participation over the previous year. So some of these are automatic, and we'll talk about those in the next slide, but just wanted to let you know that most of our awards are broken down by size category. There are two automatic agency awards, and for these awards, you don't have to do anything other than have a great campaign. So you don't have to actually complete a nomination form to be eligible to win these two, because they're automatic based on the results that your agency gets. So the first one we call our over-the-top award, and this is based on dollars that are raised during the campaign. So your campaign, your agency would qualify for a bronze over-the-top award certificate if you raised between 1 and 25% more than you raised in the 2022 campaign. The silver award is presented to agencies that raise between 26 and 50% more than they did last year. And the gold award is for agencies that managed to raise 50% or greater than the previous year. So for example, if you're at a small agency, last year you raised $1,000 for CFC charities, and this year you raised $1,500, then that would be a 50% or greater achievement, and you would qualify for the gold award. The next award that we're going to tell you about is the All for One award. And this is a participation rate award. So we're going to honor the agencies who managed to increase their participation rate over last year. And again, breaking that down by size category, small, medium, and large agencies. Okay. Next is the individual award, and this one does require a nomination form. So our superhero award, there will be one per size category, and we're going to recognize individuals, and it could be a CFC coordinator, it could be a key worker, it could be even a member of your leadership team who maybe went above and beyond in helping to promote the campaign and leading to fantastic results. And yes, you can nominate yourself, and we encourage you to do so. So here's some of the things we're looking for in the superhero category. We want to find individuals who went above and beyond in their official CFC coordinator duties, who took the next step, who maybe overcame some significant challenges. Also, results are a big part of this. So we definitely put in what your goal was, what you achieved, whether you beat last year's totals and by how much and what percentage. So the more you can put in facts, figures, and statistics, the better off you'll be as far as achieving strong results. We're looking at whether you helped to inspire volunteerism or did something new and a fresh approach to help raise money and success in your campaign. Maybe you had to reach people in new ways. For example, a lot of agencies have either an all remote or a hybrid work environment. So if that's the case and it's new, you might have had to reach people in different ways. Or maybe you just developed some new systems and processes or techniques for making contact, for marketing or reporting. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that you did every single one of these, although the more you do, of course, the better your chances will be for success. But, put your best foot forward and talk about some of these things that went well for your campaign and helped you have success. So tips for writing a strong nomination. First and foremost, please focus on results. That we are going to take these award submissions that we receive, and we're going to find the best of those and also turn those into a national CFC Hero Award nomination. So what we're talking about today is our local awards, but OPM also has a national CFC Awards program. And every year we take the very best of our local award submissions and we turn them into national awards. And OPM really puts a strong emphasis on results. So again, examples like last year you raised $5,000 and this year it was an $8,000 result, and that's a 60% increase. So put in your facts, figures, concrete results. Those are the things that we want to see in your awards nomination. Also, identify any obstacles that you had to overcome. Just some examples here. If you're a brand new coordinator, so you had to kind of learn everything from scratch, and yet you had great results, that's an obstacle. Maybe you had a lot of other work assignments going on simultaneously as your CFC extra duty this year. So if you did, be specific about those tasks and projects that you also were having to complete at the same time. Maybe you or someone on your team had to overcome a significant illness, it could be multiple things here that were obstacles that you had to overcome. So maybe your federal agency was in the middle of a move during the campaign season from one office location to another, and that created havoc. So anything that was an obstacle that you overcame and yet had strong results, definitely put that in your nomination. When you're writing up, and we'll go to the awards form in just a moment, but when you're writing these things up, please be as concrete as possible and avoid kind of flowery language. So the example we're using here as a good example would be Sally created homemade personalized event invitations and handed them out to each employee in person with a smile on her face. That's very concrete. What's not as concrete is if you simply write something like, Sally had a fabulous attitude and her infectious energy inspired everyone. Because that just really doesn't tell us the whole story. We don't get a clear idea of what exactly Sally did, other than that she was, a very personable person. So again, be as concrete as you can. Some more tips. Again, less is more. So data, stats, figures, specific examples, photos, and documents can be uploaded as part of the nomination form. We really prefer those and even bullet points over, long, flowing, flowery sentences. Please avoid repeating languages. So there will be different sections you'll see in the nomination form, and we don't want you to copy and paste the same paragraph over and over again. Once is sufficient. Um, Again, each year OPM recognizes CFC heroes and innovators. So we're going to look at these and turn these local award nominations to create our National Hero Award submissions. So a really great thing to do is to go out to the Give CFC website and read about those nominations. There's a link here in the slide, which we'll be sending out to you. But I'm going to go ahead and show you. If you go to the givecfc.org website, here under the About button on the right, click on OPM CFC Awards, and then you can read the nominations write-ups from the past several campaigns. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on 2022 CFC Heroes, and here I can see a lot of individuals and what they did to qualify to be a national CFC hero last year. This is one that was highlighted during our awards training the other day. Kristen Hotop from Heart of the Midlands CFC. You can see that she had an obstacle to overcome, completely 100% remote workforce. So she had to do an all virtual campaign, and yet she grew the number of donors by 44% and pledges 20% over the previous year. So again, they're using concrete facts and figures and examples in this write-up. And you'll notice this is not a big, long write-up. It's just a simple paragraph. There was probably a little bit more to it, and they condensed it for the website. But still, it's very simple and yet very concrete. So I wanted to just share that example with you. Going to proceed. The OPM National Awards will be nominated by your local zone LFCC. That's the local federal coordinating committee, and they'll be submitted in February of 2024. We haven't yet announced the due date for our local awards, but it will probably be sometime in late January or early February, so that we have time to prepare for our regional CFC Awards event and also get the National Hero Awards submitted in time. Finally, I wanted to just quickly walk you through what the submission form looks like. There's a link here in this slide, and we'll be sending this link out to each of you in email as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and open it up on my screen here. You'll see it's just a simple online form. The first thing we'll be asking for is your zone. Make sure you're selecting the correct zone. Just as an example, Pacific Northwest, that's the state of Oregon and parts of Southern Washington, while Cascadia is actually Washington State. And there's other, it can be a little confusing. So just make sure that you're selecting the right zone. If you have any questions, contact us and we'll make sure you know the correct zone that you're in. Then put in the name of the person you're nominating. So this, in many cases, might be yourself. And go ahead and put your name if that's the case. But it's the person that you're nominating for this award. And bear in mind that this is the spelling that we're going to use on the actual award. So if the person wants to have Jonathan, let's say it's Jonathan Smith, if Jonathan is the way we want the name to appear on the award, then please type out Jonathan rather than just John. So make sure you're typing it out as it should appear on the award. If there's a title like doctor, or a rank like lieutenant colonel or major, make sure you're putting that in there. The email is required so that we can alert the individual if he or she wins. If you have a co-coordinator or additional team members who assisted, you can go ahead and select that. And then you can put in the additional names of people that you may want to also be nominating for this award. We can and do sometimes give it to a group, so that's possible. The CFC campaign role, whether it was coordinator is probably the most common. Manager is if it's, for example, somebody leading a campus-wide CFC campaign where they're reaching out to multiple sub-organizations in the unit or in the agency. Coordinators generally the role that is we see most often. Key workers, those who work underneath the campaign manager or the coordinator, but they go out and make contact with coworkers and invite them to give. Project officer is essentially the same thing as the campaign manager, but it's what it's known as in the military, or a loaned executive. If you are one of those, you know who you are. So just select the proper role here. We do like to know if it's your first year as a CFC campaign worker or if you have been doing this for multiple years. Next, please put the full department name, full agency name, and local office name for your agency. Put in your shipping address so that we can send you the award when all said and done. And we also would like to know the number of employees at your organization. Now this is the number of federal employees for which you were responsible to oversee as part of your CFC duties. So we do generally ask for that information at the beginning of the campaign, but we don't always get the information, and it's especially important for us to know when calculating participation rates. So please put the number of employees at your local federal office that you are responsible for reaching out to. Now, if you as a nominator are different than the person that you're actually nominating, then go ahead and put your name here. And then we're going to start. These are the fields that you fill out as far as listing your significant achievements or results that we've already spoken about. So it's kind of self-explanatory as you go through what we're looking for here. You know, how you the first one is the actual results. We're looking for stats and figures and numbers primarily, but you can also describe types of events that you hosted. We'd like to know what you did to engage your CFC team or your leadership to, and especially if they were highly involved in the campaign. So write about that. Specific outreach methods, events, publicity, anything you did, especially if it was creative or innovative. We'd like to hear about that. Again, you don't have to go on and on and on. You can be concise, just make sure it's concrete and easily understandable. Describe any challenges and the thank you program. How did you thank leadership? How did you thank your CFC team? And how did you thank those who contributed to the campaign? Finally, there is a spot where we would really like you to upload a picture of the person who is being nominated so that we can feature them. And also here you can also upload any photos from events or specific documents that you created that were sent out as part of the campaign. And you can upload more than one file using this link. Now, if for whatever reason your firewall prevents you from accessing this link, we will also have a fillable PDF form that asks for the same information. So contact us if you need that. Otherwise, please do, if you can access it, please do use this online nomination form. So with that, I just want to thank you for being a federal employee, for being a daily public servant, and also for the extra duty you did this year to be a CFC volunteer. We really appreciate you, all that you do, and on behalf of charities in our local and national communities, you make a difference. So thanks for who you are, and we hope you have a fantastic holiday season, and please don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions.